Hello! Today is Sunday, and I wanted to come on and just give a bunch of tips on things that you can make for yourself, either on the weekend or you could even weave these into just a weeknight. Like I was just heating up some chicken noodle soup on the stove, and in that time that it was heating up, chopped up a bunch of delicata and the kabocha squash and got it in the oven, and then my soup was ready. So just kind of while you're cooking or while you're doing some other task or even like hanging out with your kids, be thinking of something you could just pop into the kitchen, get into the oven maybe, and get it going, and that way you'll have yourself set up for a really good, healthy week. So this is just to kind of spur some ideas. This is not to say you have to do all of these things. It's the kind of thing where you could just pick a couple and be just kind of keep it on your radar during the week as well. So here's what I'm doing today. So I've got the oven going right now. I made the chicken noodle soup for lunch and I got the squash in. So I cooked the squash for 20 minutes at 415 degrees, and then I turned it up to 450, and I'm cooking it for an extra 10 minutes just to get a nice crispy brown. I didn't even turn them over or anything. I just put them on a piece of parchment paper. I've got two racks there. And so right now I can just see that they're browning up really nicely, and they've got a minute left. So you just want to make sure that when you poke them with a fork, they're done and they've got a little nice golden brown on the outside. If they need more time, give them a little bit more time. Every oven is a little bit different. And then I've also got some water right there boiling for some hard-boiled eggs. I like mine soft-boiled actually, so I'm just gonna do 2 eggs. And for soft-boiled, I do 6 minutes, which just leaves the yolk a little bit runny. And then it's great to use, like you could use it on a salad, and then once you bite into it or cut into it, the yellow yolk kind of comes out. I like that personally. It's actually the easiest to digest that way, but do it however you like. I think like a medium boil is 8 minutes and a hard boil is about 10, depending on the size of the egg too. So nothing you haven't seen before. I just put the eggs in. Oh, well, don't do it like that. It's kind of a small spoon. All right. Looks like we lucked out though. It didn't break. Okay, good. And then luckily I have 2 timers, so I'm gonna put this at 6 minutes. Okay. So those are going. I'll turn it down a little bit so it doesn't go crazy. Probably could have used a bigger saucepan. That one's kind of tiny. Okay, and then that is the timer for the squash. So let's see if it's done. I feel like it could use a little bit more time. I do like to set timers because I've been known to get going on another task and then completely forget what I'm doing in the kitchen, and then things are burning and alarms are going off. So I'm not going to do that today. So we'll keep that going. And then some other things. So I got the seeds out of the squash and I just put them, I had a little measuring cup here, and I had this saran wrap on something else, so I just put it on there and pushed the seeds down a little bit. I just didn't want to have the plastic wrap go to waste so quickly when I had another use for it. And then I went shopping today, so they did not have the pre-washed spinach. If that ever happens to you, you can look for the pre-washed like power greens. The spinach I find to be the most, I don't know, kind of the flavor isn't so strong. These can you can taste them a little bit in the smoothie. So maybe start with a little bit less of these if you're going to use these as opposed to the spinach, so that you don't get a bitter flavor. Hopefully at this point you're maybe getting used to the green flavor of the smoothies and you're not hating it. You can always feel free to taste your smoothie once it's done, make sure you like it, and add more fruit if you want. Okay, and then the other things I'm doing today are, I got some broccoli, and then I also looked in the fridge and noticed that I had a random beet and some potatoes. So I'm gonna put those, once I get the squash out, I'm gonna put those on a sheet pan and just roast them up also, and just put them in a Tupperware and have that for snacks throughout the week. The other thing you can do with your roasted veggies is make like a bowl any day. So if you just make some grain of some kind, like a rice or farro or barley or quinoa, And then you add your roasted veggies in there and maybe some greens that you have and a sauce if you have it, or even just like olive oil and balsamic. Then you've got like a nice lunch or dinner right there, super easy. And then I'm also gonna do these sweet potatoes. You know what? I can never remember the difference between sweet potatoes and yams. So I'm sure someone watching this is shouting at me. But this is the one with when you dig into it, you get the orange color. I like those because they have lots of beta carotene. Anything that has orange is beta carotene, so it's really good for our skin. It's also great for the summer when you're getting sun exposure. It helps protect you naturally from the sun. Okay, and then I got some avocado oil. So this is what I was talking about. I finally caved and got it. And it is a spray, so it's really nice for roasting vegetables because it just really finely mists on. I love this Primal Kitchen brand. I've gotten another brand before and I thought it was great, and then I went to spray it and it came out in like a stream instead of a mist. I did not like that, so this Primal Kitchen one has been my favorite. It's not organic, and that's okay for avocados. They are not one of the dirty dozen fruits. So it's okay to get avocados not organic if you find them that way. And then let's see, these you want to get organic because they grow underground, so they are in close contact with the soil. Potatoes are the same way. Anything that grows underground, you want to get organic. But then things that have like a thick outer, like the squash, like that kabocha squash, they did not have organic, and that's okay because it has like a thick protective outer layer and it's not growing underground. Hopefully that's not too confusing. I did include on that Real Foods guide a Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 list, so that can kind of help you determine. I mean, always get organic if you can, but there are certain things you can get away with not, like avocados and squash. Okay, so those are still looking good. Now they're finally browning. These are my seeds, excuse me, from last time. So I've been snacking on these, as you can see. I cooked these were the kabocha and the delicata squash seeds, and I just cooked them for like I drained them, kind of gave them a little rinse. I don't even bother to like get the pulp out of there. Like I really don't mind it because it gets nice and crispy. So I rinsed them, and then I just spread them out with nothing on them on parchment paper in the oven for like an hour on a low heat, like a 250, 225. And I just baked them to get them dried out, and then I turned that up to like 325s to get the crispiness for the last like 15 or 20 minutes. You just want to keep a close eye on them so they don't get burnt. And then so Sundays are a great time to like go through your fridge a little bit and just take inventory on what you have. And it's the perfect time to like roast up any vegetables that you want to just use up. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then just kind of, get a couple of things ready for the week, and that way you know what you have. So on a Monday when you're hungry at lunch, you don't reach for the thing you shouldn't really reach for, and you've got some options already that you know that you have. And then just gonna clean up my fruit bowl. Looks like I've got one pear left that looks okay still, so I'll keep that. And got some new pears. I like to always take the stickers off because it's just prettier to look at the fruit bowl when there's no stickers. So I've got that. And then with the broccoli, I'm just gonna cut it like in the florets. And with I'll do that later, you don't need to watch me take off the stickers, but I also got the Satsuma oranges, a bunch of those. I just think they're so pretty with the leaves on. Another pear, and I got a couple avocados. I love these for snacking during the week. Just cut them open, so these hopefully be ready in a couple days. Cut them open, put some salt and pepper, sometimes some olive oil on there, and I just eat them with a spoon, plain. I love them. And of course I got all stocked up on my lemons. So I've got like 6 there. So that'll get me through the week. Another thing I wanted to mention is if you are wanting to kind of consolidate your morning detox thing, a lot of people were mentioning doing like the lemon and the salt water in the same cup, and that's okay, you can do that. But what I like to do is I do the salt water by itself, and then I put the lemon in my green smoothie. So The reason we keep them like as the 3 separate ones is that way you're getting more water and you're spacing them out and you're letting your liver get a chance to start kicking into the detox. So of course, like, do that if you can, but I know life happens, we're all busy, so just know that you have a couple different options if you'd like. All right, I think that's my squash. Ooh. Okay, poke them with a fork or a knife, or yeah. Okay, these feel done, and that one feels done. Good. Okay, so there's the delicata here, and there's the kabocha squash. So pretty. Oh my gosh, they were so good last time. So all that's on those is the avocado oil, and then I'm gonna sprinkle a little sea salt. If you have Maldon salt, that's good too. And I like to do it when they're right out of the oven because it just sticks a little bit better, the salt does. And then I'm just gonna let those cool and for another couple minutes. And then I'm gonna use just the same pan and the same parchment paper for the broccoli so that I don't have to waste. And you know, doing stuff like that, like at the same time, it just maximizes your efficiency because, you know, you're only getting one cutting board dirty, one knife that you have to clean. So batching cooking like that is a good idea. So with these, all I do is just clean them, wash them, give them a good scrub because they can be dirty. And I also like to eat the peel. So that's another reason to give them a really good clean. So give them a scrub, a wash, and then I just take a fork and give them a little poke. Like maybe you can do it a couple times. One side, the other side, and that's just so that they don't explode. And then as you are, if you want to be more careful, you could probably put it on the cutting board and do this. I was just trying to show. I gave it maybe 5 different pokes, okay? And then that's all you have to do. I just put these right into the oven, like on the rack and everything. So you can do this. It's the perfect thing to do while you're roasting other vegetables because make them so they don't touch. Because was that 6 minutes already? I think it was. Okay, we're gonna turn that off. With my eggs, I just drain them and then run cold water over them. And then I put them in the fridge like that, so they're ready, grabbable snack. I like my hard-boiled eggs either on something like a salad or just sprinkled with salt and pepper and eat them plain. What was I saying? So, oh yeah, so the sweet potatoes, yams, I'm gonna cook those for about 40 minutes. So I'll set the timer and check them. So I'll just poke them after that goes off and just see if they're ready. You'll be able to tell, like you don't want them too hard and you don't want them crazy soft, but it's harder to overcook them. And then those are a great thing to have, like you could put them in the fridge. You can have them cold if you'd like. Like you could cut them so that they're discs, like circular, maybe like a 1/2 inch each. And you can put those on a salad, or you could like saute them up so they get a little bit browned and with a little bit butter. Put them on kind of a warm bowl like that would be good. Or you can even you could warm them back up and you could cut them open. And what I like to do is like saute some kale or some kind of hardy green just on the stove top, and then put that inside, like cut it open and put that inside, and then drizzle some balsamic. Maybe some goat cheese would be really good. So just lots of ideas that would make a nice little easy lunch if you're working from home, and quick, not too much cleanup. So just kind of, these are just all ideas and things to be thinking about. I'm gonna go and cut my broccoli, and once the squash cool off, I'll put it on that sheet pan. So I hope you all are having a great weekend and would love to hear what your prepping favorites are. I don't like the term meal prep because it just sounds like a chore. Like it just doesn't sound fun. But like weaving in these little things and like giving future gifts to yourself, that is something I can stomach. So to me, this is kind of fun, and it's also something that you could maybe get some kids to help with. and just kind of as you talk about the week ahead and what's going on. So just lots of ideas, and I look forward to hearing yours too. Okay, see you all soon.